Welcome to another Meeples and Milkshakes Board Game Cafe unboxing video. We have a whole bunch of boxes, as you can see. A whole bunch of boxes from both Universal and Asmodee. So one of the boxes has already been opened because a customer came for something he was waiting for, and we didn't get to unboxing them in time for him, so that's okay. But all the rest of them are sealed. Let's get at it. I've got my brand new box cutting knife. It's a stocking stuffer. Thank you, Santa. Wow, this is sharp. And a fly. Wow. Okay, maybe that's too sharp. Let's keep going. We have all the good stuff in this shipment. All the good stuff. We have Azul Summer Pavilion, which is the third in the Azul series of games. It is the most beefy of the versions, a little bit more complicated than the other two, but I think most people who've played this agree it is their favorite. We really love it, and really happy to have this back in finally. It was out of stock after the holidays. Last unboxing, we had a partial shipment from Lewis and Clark, which explains why I thought we were getting a bunch of Ticket to Ride expansions and other things. I was expecting more copies of this too, but here's the rest of the shipment. So there's 2 more of these. It means we have 3 available of Lewis and Clark. Amazing game with lots of different types of mechanics going on. Great art by Vincent Dutray. Really highly recommend this game. It waited a long time for this to get reprinted, and you don't know when it's going to get reprinted again, so I would definitely jump on this if you've been waiting for it. Another game we've been waiting a long time for, Camel Up. This is the 2nd edition, and this is a really fun racing, betting game. The camels are racing around the track in this game. You are not the camels, you are the spectators who are betting on the camels, and that makes this a lot of fun. It plays, is it 8 players in this version? I know the first version was 8. Yep, this one's 8 players as well, and 3 to 8 players. It is a really fun, light, family weight game, party game. It actually won the Spiel des Jahres the year it came out, beating Splendor, which shocked me because I thought Splendor should have been the game of the year. It was more of a hobbyist game, but this is more of a family weight game, and over the years I've come to appreciate what they saw in this. It's an awesome game, and certain people that we play this with, they're just an absolute riot. They get really into the whole betting thing, and it's just a lot of fun. That's Camel Up. Hooray. Just had somebody leave at the end of the night here who was looking for Carcassonne, and I promised them we'd have it on the shelf tomorrow, and we do. We finally have a restock. We waited a long time. I really messed up not ordering enough of this for the holidays. Won't make that mistake next year, learning as we go along. This is the game that started it all for me and our family. This is the first modern game that our family played, and we've played this game hundreds of times. It's now a modern classic tile laying game. Perfect intro game for people who aren't serious hobbyists yet. One that will always have a special place in our family's hearts. Just a fantastic game. And this does include the river in the box. Like, this new edition of Carcassonne includes the river, which is nice because the version we bought many moons ago did not. And it also includes the Abbot, which is a small expansion. I don't really remember how that one works, but it's good too. That's Carcassonne. There's the Ticket to Ride expansions I promised you last time. So here's Ticket to Ride France. I recently watched a review of this with Tom Vassell on Dice Tower, and he absolutely loves both sides of this, and so do the other Dice Tower folks. This one is really cool, and let's see, did we get another one? We did. We got a couple, and we might have even got a demo copy of this. I should look for the demo sticker, because I think we want one of these in the cafe library. This looks like an awesome expansion for Ticket to Ride. I think it's in the Old West one. You have to build your tracks from where you can't just place randomly on the map like normal Ticket to Ride. You have to go from one of the ends of your tracks and spread out from there, which is really interesting. And you'll notice there's very few very few colored tracks in the France map. Instead, there are these cards that you play. I'm trying to find them. I can't remember where they are here, but these things. Oh no, there's these little sticks here that you get to play, where you get to choose the color that you can like choose the color for the different segments, and you see how they overlap. And so if you place this like pink strip here, that will mean that this strip has to be played pink, but because it covers this one, it means this one is now not playable during that game. So the map can totally morph during the course of the game. It's a very interesting, different experience than a lot of the other expansions, and this is why I think it's really good and definitely worth us having in the library, but also definitely for a Ticket to Ride fan to try out if you've never played this one. Next up is India and Switzerland, and I did watch a video about this, but for the life of me I can't remember what was special about these ones. I think the France one really took over my brain. Switzerland is a 2 to 3 player version. Well, they're both expansions, like it's not a standalone game, so you have to have Ticket to Ride. I don't know, maybe the India, maybe these ones are just maps. There's not too much new. I can't remember, honestly. But anyway, here's another one. I'm rambling. Whatever, let's move on. Another Ticket to Ride map. If you like Ticket to Ride, it's always great to have new maps. Hopefully there's some other cool new stuff in here, but I just don't remember. And then we recently had sold out of Ticket to Ride Netherlands, and so here's a restock of that. You do need, again, you need Ticket to Ride to play this expansion. There you go, you can see the map there, very cool. And then we also have a restock, excitingly enough, of Mysterium Park, and they also included enough promos for both copies. This is a small, simplified version of Mysterium, which is a wonderful, wonderful cooperative clue type game, using images, kind of like Dixit cards, but to guess who done it. And this is a simplified version of it. I have not played Mysterium Park yet. I'm definitely looking forward to getting together with people later this year to give this one a go. And another case of Catan. We're down to 1 copy of Catan right now, so that's good that we're getting more in. This is probably the most famous of the modern classics, Klaus Teuber's Catan, Trade, Build, and Settle. This one our family played quite a bit when we first got started in the hobby. It has been a little while since I played this, to be honest, but definitely a good game for anybody who hasn't played this. I think should go through this game quite a few times, and there's lots to enjoy here. And there's the demo copy we were expecting of Ticket to Ride France, so that will be in our library. And more copies of Camel Up, which is exciting, because we won't, last time we ran out so quickly after we finally brought it in, so hopefully this will last a little bit longer now. And then even more copies of Azul Summer Pavilion, and a restock. I think we were out of this one. Oh no, we had one left of the 5 to 6 player extension for Catan Seafarers. Seafarers adds a, seafaring, of course, to Catan, and this makes it playable by the Catan Seafarers expansion, and playable up to 6 players. Oh, it says here, do not release before January 15th. So we have some pre-release stuff in here that I'm going to have to hold on to. Do appreciate that they got it to us so quick, so we'll have it here on release day. This is, wow, this is a heavy box. This is Alma Mater, and we do have a demo copy, I hope. One of these I think is a demo copy, maybe they just didn't sticker it. All right, so here is our demo copy of Alma Mater, which means that I can open this one up. This has some very cool looking components in it, and I have not spent a ton of time looking into this. I did check out some stuff on Board Game Geek, and it's very highly rated and highly anticipated, so we thought, hey, we should bring this in. Beautiful big board, lots of cardboard, very nice tray inside here, And this is what I wanted to show you, these very cool book components. These are very nice in a bunch of different colors. And I like how they separated the yellow ones because yellow is the best color. There we go. So let's put that back in there. We'll take a look at that some other time, but now we have our copy opened. Alma Mater. This is a 2 to 4 player game, 90 to 150 minutes by Eggertspiel, and it is designed by some very cool Italian folk, at least if I'm guessing right. Virginio Gili, Flaminia Brasini, Antonio Tinto, and Stefano Luperto. So I hope I did that somewhat some justice, unlike most of the names I usually butcher. But this game looks very neat. I like it. Next up, a tennis game, a dexterity tennis game. I have actually watched some videos about how to play this, and I'm excited. We're gonna have one of these in the cafe for sure. The fellow who did the review video that I watched was very keen on it. He said it did a superlative job of recreating the thrill of tennis in a dexterity game, and much better than the other one he had tried that he didn't really care for. Yeah, looks pretty neat. Yeah, it says here, selection of the year for 2019 selection trick track. So this is some French award that it's won, which is great. I'm excited about this personally because tennis was really my #1 sport that I played when I was a kid, so I'm very sentimental about the sport of tennis, to be honest, and excited to get to try a tennis game. Never have. Another one of those games that I wish I had ordered more of for the holidays. I had some disappointed people. Ticket to Ride Europe. This is the second version of Ticket to Ride. It added a European map. It is a standalone game, unlike a lot of the other ones where you need, well, you can either have Ticket to Ride Europe, or one of the other base games like Rails and Sails or Markland, which I think is out of print. But if you have one of those, you can play the expansions. But this is nice. It adds a few more features to Ticket to Ride, and it's sort of a step up. I would suggest if you're buying this for a brand new board gamer, get the regular Ticket to Ride, unless they're like super in love with Europe or something like that, and then you could get them this, because it's not that much harder, but it is a little bit more. So you can judge that for yourself. Or if this is just one that you haven't had, then I would highly recommend this one. This is the one we usually reach for over the base game, just because we've played both so many times. We prefer the added stuff in here. Now, if you've watched us do a lot of unboxings, you've probably seen this unboxed before, and they're pretty much always unboxed together. This is Lords of Waterdeep and the Scoundrels of Skullport expansion. This is a Dungeons & Dragons themed worker placement game. You don't need to know anything about Dungeons & Dragons to play this or to appreciate it, but if you do, you will appreciate it just a teeny bit more. It's a 2 to 5 player worker placement, resource management game, and one that we really enjoy. You are placing your workers on the different action spots on the map that all give you different benefits, and you're going to use those things that you get in order to complete these quests. You need certain combinations of cubes to complete the quest to get points. There's these intrigue cards that make lots of fun shenanigans happen. You can buy buildings that will add more buildings to the game, like more action spots. When people use your action spots, they get rewarded for other people having used them. There's all kinds of fun stuff in this game. And then once you've played it, I highly recommend getting the Scoundrels of Skullport. It is an expansion that in our copy in the library, this is in the box, I'm pretty sure. It's, if not in the box, it's next to the box. I would always play Lords of Waterdeep with this, even with new players, to be honest. But I'm just saying, don't hold back buying it just because you don't want to get the expansion right away. This is just fine by itself, but it's even better with Scoundrels of Skullport. So here we have, well, this is a demo copy, as you can see. This is just one. It's a game that we already have in our library, but it's so popular we decided to get another one. This was the game of the year for 2019. This is a party game, and it plays up to 7 players, although you can make it play more than 7 players if you add your own extra components. And I'm going to show you what's in here. This game became our go-to warm-up game shortly after it came out. Every player gets one of these little trays that you can write on with one of these uniquely colored dry erase markers that have erasers right on them. And one player is going to put one of these cards up on one of the trays for everybody else to see, but they're not going to look at it. They don't know what words are on the card they picked. They're just going to read out a number, like 4. So I don't know what the number 4 is, but all of you have to give me a clue to help me guess what word number 4 is. Trick is, anybody who gives, you're all going to write those down on your little things with your pens privately without discussing it amongst your friends. And then once you're all done, I close my eyes for a moment, and then you reveal the words to each other and you remove all the duplicates, so that only I'm left with the words that are unique. And now I have to guess what that word is that number 4 is next to number 4. If I guess and I get it right, then this card represents a point. We put it in the points pile. If I guess and we get it wrong, it goes in the not a point pile. Plus we take another card from our pile of the ones that we'll be using for the next rounds, and we remove that too as a penalty for having got it wrong. So if you're not sure, you want to pass, because if you pass, this just gets discarded, but you don't lose another one. So it's a cooperative game, cooperative party game, and you're trying to get as many right as you can. The rules prescribe that you take 13 cards, and you play 13 cards for a game, but you can choose to play as many as you want. It's a very flexible game. If you want to play with more than 7 players, just give everybody a piece of cardboard or a piece of paper that they can write things on and scribble it off or whatever. It doesn't matter, but these are nice because they hold the cards, and you can write on them. It comes with enough pens for 7 players, all different colors. This is an amazing game and an amazing value, and we're really happy now that we have an extra copy for the library because it gets played all the time. And then we have quite a few copies here, but now we have a couple more, which also makes us happy because we don't want to ever run out of this game. We love it when people play this and then they take it home. Next up, this is a game that for some strange reason I have not played. Concept is a very famous game now at this point, and for whatever reason, I've just not played it. Nobody I knew had it, I didn't get it. I think it is in our library now, but I have not played it still. It's a very famous game. Thanks to Concept, you no longer need to talk to communicate. By combining universal icons, you can get others to guess hundreds of objects, titles, and characters. Yeah, so definitely check out reviews of this game. We've also brought in for the first time Concept Kids Animals. My rep at the distributor that sells these says that these are very, very popular, and it looks neat. And so, like I say on almost every video, we do try to bring in as many kids games as we can. Here's another one. So Concept and Concept Kids. Not too sure what's in it. This one's not from Asmodee. Cool. So first up, we have 36 little tiny mini 12mm D6 in my favorite color. Also a lot of other people's favorite color, because this color has been selling very well. Teal and white frosted. People have suggested that I bring these in because they're really useful for card games and other things that use counters, and I think that makes perfect sense. And so here we are bringing some of these in. We're listening to you guys, so thank you very much for your feedback. Anything else you think we should bring in, just let us know. Next up, Pandoria Merchants, the English version. As you can see, it says English version on the box. This game is a game I don't know, to be honest, but it says, overwhelmed by goblin hordes, you are forced to flee and establish your civilization again in the newly discovered lands of Pandoria. You work together with your opponents to develop Pandoria, but you are also looking to be the dominant realm in the land. Pandoria Merchants transforms the board game into one of the most interactive roll and write games. Also includes a family version for those who are new to the world of Pandoria. In the solo version, you compete alone against the trolls. So, maybe I should have done a little more research on this one. If this is an expansion and you need Pandoria, then oops. But I mean, maybe you guys have Pandoria and you just want Pandoria merchants, but maybe it's a standalone game. I wish I knew. I don't know. So here we go. I like roll and write games, and that's probably why I ordered it. I love roll and write games. There it is, Pandoria Merchants. We have a few of those. And then a game we've been waiting for a long time, Brass Lancashire. This is a very cool recreation of Brass by Roxley Games, a Martin Wallace game. Very, very heavy economic Euro game. And I mean, I say very heavy, it's like there are much heavier games, but it's not a basic game by any stretch of the imagination. It will take you several hours to play and quite a long time to learn, but it's awesome. I have an ancient version of the original version of the game that I picked up secondhand, and it's so frail it's not even in our library because it'll just get destroyed. I don't have this version in our library, and every time we get it, it sells out right away. We've waited a long time for this to come in, and some people are interested in one person. I think one of these is being put aside for somebody, but yeah, excited to have that in. And we do have back orders on Brass Birmingham, which is the new version of Brass that adds some brewery stuff. I'm not exactly sure when that's coming out. I think like February maybe, but if you're interested in Birmingham, just let me know, info@meeples.ca. And I can make sure that we can put one aside for you. Well, I can't necessarily make sure, but I do have some on order. I think I still have some left that aren't claimed yet. So unless a horde of you come at the same time, I should be able to satisfy that. Now here's a game that is all kinds of late, and so late that I no longer remember what it's about. I ordered this ages and ages ago, and we only ordered one copy for some reason, not exactly sure why. But it's a cool looking game. This is if I saw this in a game store, before I was owning a game store, if I saw this in the game store, I turned the box over, I would just buy this just from looking at the back of the box. This is the kind of thing that really turns my crank in board games. All kinds of neat stuff going on there. But this one's gonna be for one of you. It's gonna go on the website, and it'll be on the shelf here. There's only one. It's a race to see who gets it, I guess. Tungaru by Louis and Stefan Maltz, or Louise, not sure. Next up, we have a restock of the Essentials Kit for Dungeons and Dragons. You would maybe get this after getting the starter kit if you're getting into D&D. This is the set that you'd want to get to have some cool DM materials. It has a DM screen in it. It has maps. It has another starting adventure. It has dice. What else does it have? Blank character sheets, 81 cards describing magic items, sidekicks, and more. I had forgotten about that. That's cool. It also has a discount for the digital version of the player's handbook, and I can tell you that's very handy having the digital version so that you can do a find in your computer to find different things you're looking for. Is a very handy thing. So D&D's Essential Kits, this Essentials Kit. I've been watching too much Letterkenny apparently. There it is, back in stock. Now, Small Samurai Empires. Been waiting for this for a long time as well. I think there might be another one of these. There is. There's two. There we go. So let's look at this together. Lead your samurai to glory in this action programming area control board game for 2 to 4 players. Game design and art by Milan Tasevsky and developed by Arcona Games. Very nice. Includes samurai meeples, which all look very cool, and I like the yellow one because it's yellow. In this Small Samurai Empires, players play as daimyo, leaders of the great houses with the purpose of conquering Japan and becoming its most powerful emperor in history. In order to accomplish this, players will recruit samurai armies, move them across provinces to gain majority, harvest resources to enhance certain actions, attack enemy armies to take over provinces, and build castles to fortify their position in a province. At the end of the game, players will score points for each province they controlled at the end of each era, depending on its final value in the last era. Whoever has the most points wins and becomes the Emperor of Japan. I do love action programming games since I am a programmer. That is a very, very fun mechanic for me. I also love Japan, and so this seems like a cool game. And if you're interested in this, just take a look. It's on meeples.ca now. Maybe still in the store if it's not sold out already. So there you go. Next up, we have a fun, silly party game called Throw Burrito. This is by the makers of Exploding Kittens, and it comes with some little burritos that you actually are supposed to throw at your friends, which I don't get. I think because of this mechanic, we don't have a copy in the cafe because we don't want people throwing things in the cafe and then knocking over drinks and pissing people off. So yeah, we don't have it in the cafe, but it's a dodgeball card game. It says there on the front of the box. You probably saw that. Have not played it, but every time we do bring this in, it goes pretty quick. So there we go. One more time, throw burrito. Now, this chunker of a box has 50 Warpaints. It has 39 acrylics, 5 metallics, 4 washes, 2 effects, and it looks like it has a brush too. And this big set is special ordered. So if you're like, oh, I'm totally gonna get that, I'm sorry, but I believe it's still in stock at the distributor. I can get this for you. I can get all kinds of stuff. I don't have room for it all. If I could, and we lived in the big metropolis city, I would have a huge retail section with all this fun stuff, but I can't. So instead, people say, hey Jim, can you bring me in the Army Painter Mega Paint set? And I say, sure thing, and then within less than a week, it's here. So there it is, Mega Paints. I think that's really nice. It includes a free Wargamers Army painting guide too. That's neat. There we go. And then, like I said, there are some more of these mini D6s. So there's 36 little D6s in each of these cases. Pick your favorite color. And there's lots more available. So if you say, hey Jim, can you get me those but in red? I can. Just let me know and I'll bring them in for you. Okay? So there you go. Here it is, finally completing the Golem set of Century. Golem, An Endless World. This is the Golem edition of Century, A New World. And looks very nice. I think 2 or 3 of these are already spoken for. 2 or 3, can't quite remember. Yeah, we'll have at least a couple available, and if we run out, we'll try our best to get more. Century Spice Road was the first one that came out, and it didn't have the Golem theme. And after they came out with the series, they started coming out with the Golem editions, which had the original art, prototype art that they originally intended to have until somebody decided to retheme it. But these Golem editions have been very popular. I think the gems that they come with are very nice and shiny compared to the very bland, opaque wooden cubes that come with the original version. To each their own. Some people prefer cubes, some people prefer these gems. But I think they're very similar games. Neat thing too about the Century games is you can combine them. So if you have 2 or 3 of the Century games, you can combine them into like bigger versions of the game. So that's pretty neat too. Ta-da! Oh, how happy I am to see this. Azul. We love you, Azul. We wish we had ordered more of you over the holidays, Azul. I'm sorry, Azul and Michael Kiesling. I should have ordered more. This is a very fun game. We have like 2 or 3 copies of this game in our library. So how can we be so foolish as to not have enough copies here? We will try to stay on top of that from now on. Yes, we will. This is an amazing Spiel des Jahres winning, if I remember correctly, tile laying game. Beautiful tiles. They are not wooden, they are plastic, and they sound fantastic in the bag that they come with. It's a lot of fun. It's an abstract tile selection and placement game. Quite easy to learn, and another one of those games where people come here and play it, and they often go right over to these white shelves over here to see if there's a copy that they can take home because it's just that good. These award-winning games, you know, these Game of the Year games, They win these awards for a good reason. Very, very few of them don't go on to be perennial favorites. This is another one for sure. If you have not played Azul, please do come into the library and give it a try. You will not be disappointed. Love this game. Remember I said at the beginning of the video that one of the boxes was already open? Well, this was the one. Somebody came today to get their copy of Lost Ruins of Arnak. And so we said, okay, we'll open the box for you and pull it out. This has been the most popular game that has come out in the last month. That and Dune Imperium, I would think. Just a great looking game. We got a launch kit of this early on. And so we have a demo copy for the library. And we have it at home right now because we're trying to, get it all ready for the library and learn it so that we can teach it and talk about it better than we can right now. I have now pretty much learned the game, and looking forward to maybe playing it this weekend. It is a really great worker placement game, and I can see why it's so popular and why we have got 4 or 5 shipments of this now in the last month. I'm really glad that we keep on being able to bring this in, although I might have trouble to restock it after this. So if you've been waiting, probably should not wait any longer. But hopefully there is a steady supply of this for a long time, because I think this is going to be another one of those games that people are playing for a long, long time. There's all kinds of things you can do in this. There's lots of paths to victory. There's, I believe, 8 different actions you can do on your turn. That said, it is not a very overwhelming game. It's a pretty internally consistent game in terms of the rules and understanding. I had no trouble at all learning it by watching the John Gets Games tutorial and playthrough video on YouTube. I highly recommend you watch that one. Just an awesome, awesome game. I think we're going to see this in a lot of winning a lot of awards in the next year for sure. So that is the end of this unboxing video. That's all of it. And that was a lot of fun getting all of these really famous popular games in, and some new ones as well. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please give it the thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell, you'll know when the videos come out. We really appreciate all the comments and feedback we get from you. And just to remind you that again, even though there are restrictions right now in BC about coming to the cafe, you are welcome to come here, have food at the very least, and stay and play games with your family and members of your core bubble. Obviously looking forward to the time when everybody can just be normal again and do whatever they want. Until such time, we can really use your support. It's not easy opening a board game cafe during a pandemic, let's put it that way for sure. And now that we're past the holiday season, we definitely do need your support. We are hoping to make it through strong to the other side of this pandemic, and look forward to inviting you all in unconditionally down the road. But for now, there's those asterisks and caveats. But please do come in, and if you were coming in before and aren't now, we certainly understand, respect your decision. Just want to remind you that our food is still here, and you can take it out. Almost all of our food's available takeout, especially the milkshakes and the baked goods, but even the sandwiches and salads, and yeah, so pretty much everything here is available for takeout. So please do come down. It means a lot to us to see you here. And thanks again for watching. And as always, let's follow the advice of Dr. Bonnie Henry and get through this together by being kind and calm and safe. Take care until next time. Bye.